Hi guys, yet another vinyl update video after a long while. I've been away on holiday, as I said on my last video update, because I did do a video response for Glass Orchid Aftermath's contest. And yeah, I was away. I went to Barcelona, and as I did mention, I went to Wawa Records. Discos Wawa! Hey. And yeah, I did take some footage, but it's not that much, and it's mostly me just huffing and puffing, saying, "Oh my God!" Instead of saying, "Oh my God, what am I gonna buy?" It's just me huffing and puffing, basically, going through records. So I won't spend a lot of time about Wawa Records. It's just an amazing record shop. It's not the fanciest record shop I've been, but I can tell you this about it. It's very eclectic. That's the word that describes it the best. It's eclectic. It has anything and everything between 1960s and pretty recent stuff up until very recent stuff actually. Anything that's important is there, so you can find a lot of 60s and 70s. Very good selection on 60s and 70s records. Very good selection on some jazz, some soul records as well. They have sections on minimal music. They have sections on soundtracks. Have sections on other countries' records that you can find anything from Japan. I mean, I found, an original copy of this record. This is not the original copy, obviously. An original copy of this record in that stack. They had garage bands from all over the place. They had Greek records. We had a really good Greek garage scene in the 80s, and they had records from that era. They had like space rock, neo psychedelia section that was like. Anyway, the thing is that I don't know if you've done it. I do it whenever I get a chance to. Is like if you go to a friend's house or whatever and they have a record collection, and you go through the record collection. You don't necessarily know everything, but you can deduct from the stuff that you know what the rest of the stuff is all about. And it felt like a very eclectic and collection of records that somebody that knew their stuff put together. That's the best way of going about it, just describing it really. Sorry, this is getting a bit loud. So amazing stuff. It's just mind-boggling where they got all these things, and they had originals from, they had large free original copies, Helden original copies. On the 80s section I found The Visitation from Chrome, an original copy which wasn't in good condition. I would have bought that. Ashra Temple original copies, Can original copies. Think of a record that you want to buy and you cannot find, and it's probably there. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So if you do visit Barcelona, do visit Wawa Records. It's a bit pricey for our American friends. For Europeans, it's fine. It's all right. And obviously, they have a lot of Wawa issues, which I bought quite a few of them because I could find them there, and they were fairly cheap. And Gerson, which is another Spanish label that does 60s reissues, so I bought a lot of these. And but yeah, they had amazing stuff. So anyway, I won't dwell too long on Wawa. Highly recommended. Anything that you would have expected from that shop, it's true. Anyway, so I have one of the problems I had was that I bought a lot of records from Wawa Records, about 35 records. Came back home, and some packages that I was expecting. I was expecting them. They came, so I had 35 and another 10 records, 45 records. So I spent 2 weeks going through the records and just listening to them before doing a video or whatever. and I won't be showing everything because it doesn't make any sense. I will show you some stuff that I think are really good. So I'll start off with some records that I bought from Wawa. So very eclectic kind of mix here. I bought a lot of krautrock and stuff like that. Oh, another thing about Wawa, I spoke with them and I was saying that, you know, there are a lot of bands, German bands. I know that you've done a lot of krautrock reissues and all that. And you know, there are bands that haven't been reissued recently on vinyl, and it's a shame, really. I mean, you know, you should go for it. I mean, you know, reissued Amandu and Embryo and whatnot. Maybe you should do something for Agitation Free and you know, oh, I forget the name now. The guys that did Hoseana Mantra and all that. So. And she said, because there are two guys there basically, it's a girl and a guy. The guy is the owner and co-founder, and the girl has been working there since the beginning basically. I was speaking to her, and she said that, yeah, well, you know, there's a problem with that because there's a lot of people that try to reissue the German stuff, and they have a problem because they're a Spanish label. And you know, it's like, oh, you know, we're German and you want to reissue that, and we don't want to do that, and it's a little bit tricky. Anyway, they will not be reissuing any kind of German stuff from now on. They will be looking at French, electronic, and whatnot stuff from going forwards, because it's harder for them to do the krautrock. Whereas when they started, it was much easier. Anyway, this is been shown before, Helden, Aletheia, really nice record. I have all three of the Wawa reissues by now, and this is not what I exactly expected from it. It's more acoustic. Obviously there are electronic stuff here, but really good record. However, I would recommend the very first one. I have the first one, this one, which is the second, and the third one, which is rock and roll. And out of the three, I think the best one is the first one. So if you find the first one, the first album reissue on Wawa, which I think is possible to find, I would recommend buying that. And this is good as well, though. I mean, yeah, classic. Then something from the US. This is something that you can probably find. It's not impossible, but I haven't seen it here in the UK, so I thought, well, might as well buy it. It's this one. It's a Wizards from Kansas. This is a official reissue. I have a non-official reissue back home in Greece, and it has a version of High Flying Bird from Jefferson Airplane, if memory serves me right. But it's a version of Jefferson Airplane's High Flying Bird that you've never heard before. It's bloody amazing, and I know a lot of people are into 60s psychedelic music here in the vinyl community, and I've never seen this record. Now, this is, apart from, you know, I started talking about the High Flying Bird because it just blows you away. It's the first track, but the rest of the record is bloody amazing, and it's really curious that other people haven't shown this. This is Wizards from Kansas. Check it out. Amazing psychedelic music. It's, you know, it was very obscure because it wasn't reissued for many years, but this is hot shit. I mean, seriously, guys, check it out. Amazing. Yes. So, as I was saying, that, you know, you can understand that, you know, from the stuff that you know, that there are other stuff that you don't know, but are probably cool because of the stuff that you know. And one of those things was this record. Mary Butterworth. It doesn't have a title, it's just Mary Butterworth. This is a reissue, obviously. The original was a private press from the band. they gave it out to friends and whatnot, and descended into obscurity since then. And copies have been trading for thousands of dollars, basically. And at some point, one of their songs appeared on Lost in Translation, and this prompted the band to reissue the album on CD and consequently on vinyl as well. Now this is West Coast Psychedelia, killer killer record, and I have to say this, that while I was trying to shift through 45 records, this is the only record that I've heard 3 times already. It's unbelievable. Really nice reissue, heavy cardboard, nice heavy vinyl, not the heaviest, but really nice. And the music is, as I said, West Coast Psychedelia with a lot of reverb on the drums, which is something that is very unusual. You find it on dub records usually, and it shouldn't work, but it does. Fantastic with flute, with saxophone. Brilliant album, brilliant album. Highly recommended. If you find it, do check it out. Mary Butterworth, amazing record, amazing. Another record that I bought that's quite obscure, and I just didn't know. I was like, this looks interesting. The band is NGC 4594, yes? 4594, yes, that is correct. Which is the name of a galaxy, I think the Andromeda Galaxy, if I'm correct. And it's What It Means from Gerson. Usually these reissues are very expensive. I found some here for £27, and it's just crazy. Fantastic pressings, and the music is really, really nice. Psychedelic 60s obscure band that I don't know whether it was reissued ever, or even issued. Yes, it was unreleased on the time, 1967. Excellent stuff. I mean, I hope that this label does continue reissuing stuff, because they've done a really, really nice job. And one of the strong points of Wawa was that they had neo psychedelia bands that came from 90s onwards, and there were a lot of them from Sweden that did space rock and psychedelic music. And I bought this one, which is the Spacious Mind. It came out in 1995, and this was a sealed copy. Now this is a teenager of a record. It's like 16 years old, but it was still sealed. It was pricey, but it's fantastic stuff. Amazing. Spacious Mind. Highly recommended, if you like space rock, that is. So, that is a bit of the few of the stuff that I got from Wawa. And as I said, I did come back home to some records that came through the mail, and I have been saying that, oh yeah, I'm expecting some stuff through the mail and all that. So here's the first one I want to show. Yeah, anyway, I'll do that. So Tok Tok, the Laughing Stock, reissue out on Dada Bing. Unbelievable album, very moody. I wouldn't say dark. First thing that I was thinking that how I can describe this is like dark, but it's not dark. It's very moody, very psychedelic, very. I've heard it on Stuart McConney's Freak Zone, for those that are familiar with the BBC. The BBC show, and he does have a showcase of one album, and one of his shows they had this one. I was blown away. I'd never expect Tok Tok to play this kind of music. Highly recommended. The only problem I have, and it might be just me, really nice reissue as well, because yeah, they have the printed sleeve and all that, is that my copy, at least my copy, is a bit crackly, which I wouldn't expect that from a new reissue. It might be just me. Music is killer though. I mean, highly recommended. I wanted to stay in the 60s, but yeah, I just jumped in the 90s, and this is a new reissue of Out of the Box by the Bachs, and it came out on Time Lag not very long ago. A couple of weeks ago. It's you can probably find some copies around. I think it's probably pretty much gone. Pricey, but really worth it. It's the first reissue of this album that is on the correct RPM. It was speeded up, I think, on previous reissues, and this is the only one that is like 100% like the original, and the originals are just impossible to find, and if you can find them, they're so expensive that, arm and a leg. And even if you did, I mean, I have a problem with originals, and my problem is that I like to have them, but if I did have them, and if you have an antique record that's now 50 years old or 40 years old, like Tony has FN Stunde, for example, from Popol and I couldn't play it. It would be alright if I bought it back in the 70s and I had it forever in my collection. I would listen to it, but I wouldn't, pay a lot of money and buy a record that is, older than I am and play it. I don't know. I wouldn't feel right. Anyway, that's why I like reissues, and this reissue is amazing. The record is amazing. It's psychedelic garage punk classic, 60s sounds. The recording sounds dated. Obviously, you can understand that this is something that was recorded back in the 60s, but what they're playing sound at times very modern, and it's really surprising. I was very very surprised by this. The pressing is really quiet, unbelievable job as compared to the Tok Tok record. It's very quiet, amazing job from Time Lag. Pricey but worth it. Yes. Going to continue with some Japanese stuff. East Family Band. Yes, really nice. Highly recommended. Have been shown before. Doesn't matter. I'm expecting the first one as well, which is probably the best one. Forest Family Band. This one was with Klaus Schulze. Amazing stuff. They do sound cheesy at times, but it's good cheese, so I don't mind. From new stuff, Robador, Too Down to Die, out on Not Fun Records. Highly recommended electronic drone record. Fantastic. If you have the chance, listen to Parallel Wanderer, which is the first track, and it's like takes the whole first side. Excellent stuff from Not Fun. Highly recommended this one. A little bit of ambient with piano laced melodies. These guys are a winged victory for the Sullen. Has a sorry for the glare. Has a babe. Beautiful acoustic, droney, ambient record. I don't know no idea on what label this is, but really nice. Highly recommended this one. This one from Blackest Rainbow, Natural Slope Buildings. They have few records out. I have shown Isengard, which is a side project from these guys, and this is one of the records as Natural Slope Buildings. Double LP, heavy vinyl, gatefold, really nice job from Blackest Rainbow, and the music is ambient, psychedelic. Think of Grouper, but without the music being drowned out in electric noise, and just feeling that all the music is somewhere in the background of some very hazy kind of scenery. The music is up front. It has acoustic instruments, and it does have droney elements, electronic elements that just flow in the background, and it's just amazing. Yeah, it's a sort of a cleaner version acoustically of a grouper record. It's dopey, drony, and druggy if you like, but yeah, amazing stuff. I'm 20 minutes and I blew up. So, do I want to show anything else? Not for the moment. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies for taking 20 minutes of your life. I hope it was you found something interesting that you might want to pick up. And do comment, do subscribe, and yeah, keep in touch. Basically. Thank you very much. Cheers.